guys, I'm Amy, and you've landed on Belle Loves Bargains. That's my cow Effingham, and sometimes he co-hosts with me. He's got a lot to say. This channel is Dollar Tree, and only Dollar Tree. And why? Because everything at the Dollar Tree is $1.25, people. So stick around, consider subscribing, and don't forget to give me that big thumbs up. And if you want to know more about the 4 uploads I do every week, just check out the description box for more information. Enjoy! I rode my bicycle past your window last night. I roller skated to your door at daylight. It almost seems like you're avoiding me. I'm okay alone, but you got something I need. Well, I got a brand new pair of roller skates. You got a brand new key. I think we should get together and try them out to see. I've been looking around a while. You got something for me? Oh, I got a brand new pair of roller skates. You got a brand new key. I ride my bike, I roller skate, don't drive no car. Don't go too fast, but I go pretty far. For somebody who don't drive, how's it go? I've been all around the world. Some people say I do all right for a girl. Whoa, I didn't get that right, but that's okay. I got a brand new pair of roller skates and you got a brand new key. That's why we sang the song. All right, I know you guys know that one. That's like a one-hit wonder melody, right? Anyway, it's such a good song. It's so catchy. And what does it mean? I've sung it before and I asked that last time. What does it mean? I got a brand new pair of roller skates. And kids today wouldn't even understand what the key means when referring to roller skates. Okay. Anyway, but that was how you adjust it. Yeah, I did. Most of us? No, I hope. Anyway, all right, let's dive in. Today is Themed Thursday, and the theme is Amy's house. That's what it is. Welcome to Belle's Bargains. My name is Amy. This is a Dollar Tree channel. You should know that. I start every video with a song. You should know that. And don't tell me any different because it's my channel. So that's how it's going to go. And what else? It's a Dollar Tree channel. So everything is Dollar Tree, Dollar Tree, Dollar Tree, Dollar Tree, Dollar Tree, Dollar Tree, Dollar Tree. Anyway, that's what it is. So, all right. So today is, normally it's Theme Thursday. It is Theme Thursday. I only have 2 crafts for you, but they were a little more difficult. So it took a lot more time. So we only got 2, but gosh, they're good. And the theme, like I said, is Amy's house. So these are pieces I'm using in my home. Just to catch you guys up a little bit, like a year ago, we sold everything in the house. We had an estate sale. It's now completely empty. And I'm going through the house slowly, like room by room, and doing specific things. So a year ago, when they did the estate sale, they took one of those over the hanger things from Dollar Tree and they put it in the area where you would put a key holder, and it's been there for a year with keys on it. So I took care of that today. But first, I love elephants. Can you tell? I love elephants. You know why? They're so majestic. They're so smart. They have a great memory. They make great moms. I mean, and they're thick-skinned. And they're big and beautiful. So I'm like, just call me elephant. All right. So the first thing I made, first of all, it's holding up some Dollar Tree books, which you guys, Dollar Tree gets the best books. You should always keep your eye on it. But I put those there just to show you. What? Yeah. These are my Dollar Tree bookends. Are you seriously in love? Because I am. Oh my gosh. These were labor love and they took a lot. But I'm going to show you how I made them. It was a lot. I'm just going to tell you that right now. If you wanted to make this, this is quite an ordeal. But I have some ideas of ways that you could make it a little bit easier. So let me show you how I made them. Let's build some bookends. This is just Mod Podge that I am specifically painting on the areas that I want to add the gold leaf, or in the case of the black one here, it's the gold leaf, and on the white one, it's going to be the silver leaf. So I'm just placing that, again, where I want that to be. And I'm not being super careful about it. I kind of like the I don't know. How do I say it? The gold leaf isn't a full exact coverage. It's sort of an accent coverage. So anyway, so around the base, around the ears, on top of the trunk, on the bridge of the nose, sort of, and in the front of the trunk. And then you just start picking up this gold leafing stuff and you just place it on. And what happens is it sticks where the Mod Podge is. So once I've done that on both elephants, I'm going to take this is actually, I believe, a makeup brush because it's super light, and so it brushes away the stuff pretty easily, because you're brushing away all the excess and it's just going to stay where the glue was. That's pretty much it. Now occasionally you have to go back and fix a spot maybe, you know, it just depends, and it's all to your liking too, right? Like how do you want it to look? And anyway, so I'm going to brush off both of these, and then we're going to get to building the actual wood bookcase. So these are the planks. I think there's 4 in a bag there, and they're like 7 by, I want to say 2.5 or something like that. And I'm just finding the middle of one of these boards. So I'm going to find the middle, both sides, and then I'm going to draw a line, and that's how I'm going to cut it in half. This is like balsa wood, so it's super, super soft. So just scoring it with a X-Acto knife works pretty well. So I'm going to score it a couple of times using my ruler there to keep it straight, and then I just put it on the side of the table and hit it, and it pops off. Not that particular time, I had to score it again, but then it does. And usually you'll have like a couple of maybe little shards on one side or something. This one was giving me a little bit of an issue, so I just notched it, and so I could see where on the opposite side, and scored it on the opposite side as well. I don't know why this one was giving me a little bit of trouble, but it did. That's okay. I get it to work in the end. And I'm going to do that with 2 of these boards, of course, right? Because I need one for each side. Once I've snapped it, I'm just going to sand it to get my ends nice and flat, get rid of those shards, and then I'm going to glue them together. So one on top of the, no, one up next to the other. So one's on the ground, or you know what I'm saying, and then the other one is butting up next to it. Just felt like that was the most stable way to glue them. So I use hot glue, and I'm just measuring it there with the elephant. Not hot glue. I use wood glue, and I'm using my square there just to make sure I keep it nice and even. And then once I have that in there and I'm holding it, I do take a couple of dabs of hot glue just to hold it in place while that dries. But I know the hot glue isn't in the seam or in between the 2 pieces of wood at all. It was just like to help hold it together while it dried. So once I do both of those, I didn't film this, sorry, but I painted one black and I painted one white. And then I used that cement super heavy duty glue from the Dollar Tree, and I glue my elephants down, the black one on the white one and the white one on the black one. Now you could end it here, by the way, or you could just take jute twine and go around the sides of it. I did not. I strung beads. These are the little beads, glass beads that come in the little tiny glass bottles, or it's like a 3-pack of them, and I picked colors that I figured I would never use. And I strung them on a piece of fishing line, and then put them in the paint and just dunked them in, and then hung that string up to dry for like, I don't know, 24 hours or something like that. And that worked pretty well. I did have to go back and hit a couple of spots just because dry, and then maybe in between there was some spots that weren't black. But for the most part, this worked very well. And hung them up, and I think it was 24 hours. So once I have both of those up and they're drying and everything, I'm going to go to gluing them on. Now at first I was thinking I would put the white beads on the black bookmark and the black beads on the white bookmark. It didn't look right, so I do end up monochromatic. I put the white beads on the white one and the black beads on the black one, and that works really well. So you're going to see when I do this, I'm going to use hot glue. Now I just talked about not using hot glue because it did, but these are going to get completely coated in glossy Mod Podge. I don't film it, but they get completely coated in glossy Mod Podge. And of course that helps adhere everything, right? It's like a film over the entire thing. So that's why the hot glue was fine. Also, it was about the only glue that was, I mean, I could have used the super heavy duty cement glue, but it would have been hard to keep everything in place. So that's it. I glue the beads around these. I covered them in glossy Mod Podge, And then our two little bookends are done. I think these came out so fabulous. I absolutely love them. I hope you love them as well. And again, you don't have to do the beads. You really could absolutely do this with nautical twine or rope and paint it if you wanted to, or gold leaf it or silver leaf it. I mean, there's other options. I just, I was wanted to use the beads. That was the look I was going for. Plus, I keep trying to do different things and use up different parts of my craft supplies. By the way, after I strung this, it was a little long, so I just glue, and snip it off. All right, so those are my elephant bookends. Let's move on to the next project. See what I'm talking about? So I'm in love with the gold and the silver. I actually like the black one better, but I did a black and a white. So you could do a set of matching ones. Obviously, I did the opposing color on their back, which I love. But by adding that high gloss Mod Podge, it just gave the most, in person, the silver looks the same way. It's just harder on camera. But it gave that silver and that gold just this extra oomph. All right, so I want to talk to you about the sides there, which this was really difficult because I used beads, right? And then I dunked them and painted them and so on and so forth. And I still have spots where the color is, you know, I need to go back over it or just not worry about it. It's going to be in a bookshelf. But another idea, I specifically did this because I was looking for a specific look, which is why I did the beads. I wanted it small just to cover the edges and to give it a little more, I want to say African look to it, and that's kind of, yeah, just, you know, but there's a name for that style of decorating. I don't know what it is. Safari, maybe. So what do you call decorating that's like all jungle? I guess safari. So anyway, I really wanted that, but an option, which would make this a whole bunch easier, would be to use nautical twine, take it down to 1, and then you can paint over it. So it would still give you some dimension, but I was specifically looking for that bead look. Anyway, I love these. They are going on my living room crate wall. I think I did a fabulous job, and I hope you guys love them as well. This was taking a very simple little decor piece, and look at, even if you didn't make them bookends, look at just adding that gold leaf on. Now, I got the gold leaf in the Dollar Tree Plus section, and they had silver, copper, and gold. $3 for, I will die, and those will still be full. I mean, they're very full. But it's just, you know, it's just a really, really cool effect. And so notice the pattern that I did that too, right? Almost like, well, how's my guy done today? No, he doesn't have that. But you know how the Indian elephant paintings, and they'll address the elephant here and so on and so forth. So that's really what I was going for. Anyway, I love them. I hope you like them as well. Okay, let's put the books back up. Hold on. And let me go to the next one, just so you guys can look at this the whole time that I'm showing you my next one. But this is, I think this is my favorite. I don't know, I love them both. But as I started to say, the reason I sang, I got a brand new pair of roller skates, you got a brand new key. This is my key holder. Wait, what? I know. All right, so this is just, before I even show you how I made it, let me just tell you a little bit about the elements here. So they were about 6 months or so ago. They had these sort of church windows and had the words in the middle. Now, if you were going to replicate this, you could use those frames that they have out right now. That would do the same thing. You could even put pictures in the frames and do like this. But the one thing that I bought one of each, so I had 3 different colors. So to get them uniform in their color took a little bit. And also 2 of them have sort of this pointed, and this one's got an arch. So I put the arch one in the center. But I love this. And then I put welcome. I was actually going to use home, and somehow when I was doing it, I grabbed the wrong one, and I was like, then it was meant to be. But I have these 3 signs. I have 2 pieces of the wood in the woods stuff, wood pieces that you buy at Dollar Tree. And then one of, in the man aisle, one of the tool rack things, which just absolutely works perfect. Can you guys see that there? It works perfect. Now in the video, let me show you how I made this. I'm gonna come back and talk about it just a little bit. And this one was time consuming because we had a lot of gluing. I made a couple of mistakes. Yeah, anyway, but I'm very proud of it. I absolutely love it. 5-day project, I think this was. So there you can see these were the little just hanging decor, wall decor pieces. 3 different ones, 3 different colors. And you know, I could have painted the backside, but I didn't. Because there's a different texture, I think, to the back and the front. Anyway, I'm going to remove all 3 of these little signs here, and they were just glued on. It really wasn't too bad to get them up, but they left some like cardboard residual after I pried them up. And so what I do is to take a little bit of water and squirt it on them just to sort of get it wet, and then scrape them off. So and that really helps. In the end, I just used my scraper and just got it all off there. I knew I was repainting these, so I wasn't too worried about possibly pulling up any of the paint on any of them. So I mean, a little bit of elbow grease, but not too much really. And I couldn't leave those on there because I knew that I was gluing my shelf in front of them, right? And it wasn't going to look right, the 3 sayings all together, and I'm just going to use one in the center at the end. Okay, so once I get those all scraped off, and then I've got to start painting them. Now, I use the Acrylology paint from Dollar Tree, and my favorite mixture is just their white and their eggnog. It just gives a really farmhouse off-whitish color. And I never completely mix. I just squirt them in there, and so I'm pulling out different depths of the white and the eggnog. You know, it's not always mixed to the exact same color. And I'm filling in the holes at the top of these wall decor pieces right here. So just getting out my little stuff and filling in the holes, because of course we don't need to see those because we're not hanging anything on them afterwards. So get those done, and then I'm going to start painting it. Again, it's the white and it's the eggnog. Squirt a bunch in there. So I take my brush in, I just go at the piece, and so sometimes when you're painting, you're going to get more white, and some areas you're going to get more eggnog. My goal was I really wanted these to look just very aged, and so that's why. I mean, when something sits painted for a long time, the color is never even, right? There's sun, you know, fading, there's scratches, there's just all kinds of stuff. So on these, the black one took more layers of paint, of course, because it was so dark. I want to say I actually put about 4 layers on this, and I would just put a layer on, and then I'd go to another one, let it dry, and then put another layer on. But again, I believe it was about 4 layers. And this is all dependent upon how you want it. If I were only doing if all of these had been black, I probably would have only put 1, maybe 2 layers on these, because I would have used the black in the background as part of my aging design. But because I had 3 separate colors, I had to just continue. I'd also like to say too, having the 3 separate colors gave me the 3 different designs, and so I really do like that. And the only way to do that was to buy the 3 different colors. Okay, so I'm just going to go through, paint them all, get them all ready to go, blah, 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 right? And then painting the sides, I paint the inside of the windows and all that. And it soaks it up a whole bunch, but it's not leaving it the MDF. Now I'm going to make my shelf for the bottom, and here's what I talk about, not using anything but wood glue. So all I'm doing is running a bead of glue, and then I'm going to plop this right on top of it to make a shelf. Or on the side, whatever, you see what I'm saying. I'm making a shelf there. We got that, right? And these pieces of wood are never absolutely perfect. So I ran a bead of hot glue along, not hot glue, a bead of wood glue along the seam to help it, just to make sure that it was a good solid glue. Now I'm using black chalk paint, and I'm going to paint this little shelf up. And I think I just used one coat of that. I'm pretty sure I did. And then I'm going to make a couple of flubbos here, and I decided to leave them in because when you're crafting, I mean, it's important to know you're going to make mistakes. We're all going to make mistakes. Right now, I'm just taking the chalk paint and I'm just doing some dry brushing on these to give them a real aged look. Now, I went very heavy on my dry brush. This is a personal choice, but I definitely went very heavy. I wanted to. I wanted to do these look like they were just antique windows that have been around forever and a day. And so when I do my dry brushing, I might go a little heavy-handed, and then when you go back with like a sandpaper, you sort of rub the paint into itself, which gives it a better aged look than just the straight brush strokes. I think you'll see that in a second here when I sand it. One of the things is always hitting your sides and your edges, especially on windows like this, because that's where they get the dirtiest, right? It's on like the window sill part of it, so to speak. So after I dry brush all three of them, like I said, I'm going to go through with a sander and sort of sand down that dry brushing a little bit just to rub it into the existing paint. So it looks almost more like dirty, if that makes sense. And I am using, I don't know if I said this already, but that is chalk, the black chalk paint. I used the exact same color that I painted the shelf. Blacks can actually be a different color. And to the naked eye, you may not pick it up, but we would actually pick up that it was a different shade of black. So using the same shade when you're doing a dry brush like this, if you have an accent piece on it, it's helpful to make it look cohesive to the naked eye. So now that I have those all done, I'm going to sandpaper. Look at the backs. I do go over the backs with black shoe polish, by the way, I don't know why, to clean it up. It didn't matter. It didn't need to, but I did. All right, so there I'm just giving that some sanding, and you'll just see how it just sort of rubs that color down a little bit. May not be super obvious on camera here, but in person you can absolutely see the difference that it makes. Yeah, okay. So once they're aged all up, I went to all this trouble to glue them onto my shelf, and only to realize I glued them wrong. Oh my gosh. So measure twice, cut once, right? Like, I don't know what I was thinking. I had it backwards in my head as I was gluing it, because I was gluing it from the back side. And so I was like, oh my gosh, please. So I had to like re-glue the whole thing. But that's okay. Now this is what I was talking to you guys about. That overlap right here makes all the difference in the world. First of all, that made it the right length for the wood that the shelf is, but also it's visually far more appealing. And I'm just making sure that I've got my roofs, or my roof lines, in the proper order, right? Okay, so we're just wood glue. Did you guys see that? Just wood glue. Then I put something on top of them and let them sit for a while, because, you know, that helps. I don't know why my screen is upside down here, but it is. That's okay. You get the idea. And then this is where I glued it wrong. And so I had this thing all propped up. I get my popsicle sticks, and I did use some glue right in the middle right here. But that was, it was literally because it was so precarious as I was doing it. Now in the end, I ripped this off, and I don't use any hot glue. I don't think I do on the next one, just because I didn't need to, because it was a different setup. So I've got the shelf in this particular one right here. The shelf is like on the bottom. It's not. Anyway, and then I was gluing it directly to the shelf. In the end, I actually put the shelf over the bottom part of the windows. So I left this in. I made a huge mistake, and that's okay. We fixed it later. So once I let that dry, and then I come back and go, oh my gosh, what did I just do? I rip it apart and take those popsicle sticks off. And I got there before it was like I'd only let it dry for like 10 minutes or so. And then I was like, that's wrong. So I was like, wait, what did you just do, Amy? So here I've got the shelf glued on what I thought was correctly, but you'll see how much space there is on the bottom of the window? I actually go back and move the shelf up because I thought it just looked better. But right now, I was just measuring where my little hooks are going to go on, and I'm taking that cement glue stuff, putting a blob there, and then I'm taking the sawtooth hangers, and I'm going to hammer it in right there into the glue and into the wood, because the wood is too thin for me to really screw into. But like I said, I could have just screwed directly into the wall from there. But anyway, you can do this however you want if you do recreate this project. The sawtooth actually worked pretty decently, and then of course I just painted over them in black, and that worked, right? It's in there pretty good, because these sawtooths just pound right into the wood nice and easily, and so it's in the wood, it's got the glue on there, and then I plop even more glue on it after I hammer it in. Now this is where I took welcome instead of home. I'm going to paint the back and just the edges on this, and then that'll go in the center of the center window, actually, the middle of the center window. And this is where I took it apart. My shelf is now off, and I put 2 popsicle sticks on either side, and it just looks so much better when I brought it up. But I had to put 2 popsicle sticks to make the level even, because remember that center window is on top of the other 2. So wood glue only here. Wood glue, wood glue, wood glue. Popsicle stick on either side. Popsicle stick on either side. I didn't paint these because they were going to be completely hidden. And then more wood glue. Another popsicle stick. And then wood glue on top of that top popsicle stick. And then we are going to plop our shelf on there and let it dry. And I just think this came out so cute. And once I have that on there, I'm going to glue on our little welcome piece. But watch when I put this shelf on, see how pulling it up, it looked so much better than before. And that's part of crafting, you guys. It's like, it's okay to undo it and to make it look better. It really is okay to do. So I've got to paint my little sawtooth there, and I'm going to glue my welcome on. And then I'm going to take some dowels and glue them right along the front edge of our shelf. And that's so, per Marx's request, things don't roll off of it. So I just took dowels. You'll see I just clamp them on, glue them, and then I paint it after it's all dried. And the reason for that is because I know I'm going to have to paint over the wood glue. The wood glue will leave a shiny on that, on the chalk paint, the black chalk paint. So I just glue them on without being painted, and then go back and paint them. So pretty simple. Anyway, and when I put the first, I think I put the first dowel on, I realized I had a rough cut on it, so I had to pull it off and put it back on. But that's okay. Again, you know, sometimes there are mistakes during crafting, and usually we can fix them. So I'm very proud of this piece. This was, I envisioned it. It was not anything that I saw anywhere. This is an original design by me, and I think it came out so beautiful. And it's a useful piece that is now being used in our home. So there you go. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to put that other dowel on. You guys can watch me do the rest of this. I just take it apart, paint it, boom, 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 and there we have our key holder. Let me know down below which one is your favorite. I'll be back to say goodbye, but I really hope you guys appreciate this. This one took me a couple of days to make, but it was just because I was waiting for things to dry in between, but it was well worth it. So one of the things that I would like to point out, it was almost a perfect match, but I did overlap those windows in the center, pulling the one forward. And honestly, I gotta say, I think that makes it look better. Had they been side by side, so if you were gonna do this, I'm just gonna give you my little tidbits. Had they been side by side, we would have had too wide a section there. See, because this is just, it's uniformed. The sides are that distance, this is that, so it makes it uniform. So overlapping that was really visually a wonderful idea. Obviously paying attention to my roof lines and putting that one in the center. But one of the things that I did, and I'm thinking, I don't know why I did that, was I used, if you saw, I used the what are they called? tooth hangers and sort of got that to hold it on there and then dabbed a whole bunch of glue. It's on there really good. But in hindsight, I could have just screwed it to the wall that way. I could have gone through here and screwed it to the wall. Didn't, but I could have. So anyway, just some thoughts there. Now, if you'll notice that last little tidbit of putting that piece of dowel on there, that's so things can go on this shelf and not fall off, which was a request of Marcus. When I showed him what I was making, he goes, hey, can you just tilt it back a little bit so nothing rolls off? And I'm thinking, like, first of all, anything I put up there is probably decorative. And I would probably just double stick it down. But whatever, I don't know. I'm gonna now put this up, and when, well, you've probably already seen it displayed because I put it in before I do my voiceovers. Anyway, so it's going up permanently now. By the time you watch this, it is permanently in my home, and I'm super happy about this. So this is my new key. What do you call it? Key holder? Yeah, I guess just your key holder for the front door. Okay, so which one did you guys like better? Is it the bookends or the key holder? And I'm sorry there's only two, but when you have crafts that just take that much, and it was a lot of creativity and a lot of building, yeah, it's harder to get them done. Plus, I'm trying to start on my jars. And I'm doing a challenge tomorrow, which is sunflowers and bumblebees. Sunflowers and bees, whatever. So, okay, you guys, tell me which one you like the best. I love them both. I'm using them both, so I guess that's it. But I think maybe I like this best, even though I love elephants, just because I just think it came out so good. It looks like something you would buy at the store. All right, everybody. So have a great day, a great week. And it's very sturdy, by the way. I should mention, in case I didn't in the voiceover, notice I only use wood glue. When I'm building something like that, and it's very purposeful, I've said it before, but I will say it again. The reason I don't give a quick adhesive with the hot glue is because the hot glue has a mass to it. And so it gives you a gap in your wood. When I'm building something like that, or even with these, I want to make sure, I might have used hot glue in those, I can't remember now. But anyway, but that was, I had an angle. So I might have, like, did I seal it then? I'm not sure. Well, it doesn't matter. Okay. But anyway, on something like this, where I'm putting it up, and I know I'm actually going to use it, I'm going to put keys on it, and so on and so forth. That gap of hot glue sometimes when you're putting pieces together can be the weak spot. It can make it weak. So I try to, when I'm doing something like that, only use the wood glue. There's your tip, your craft tip for the day. So that thing is pretty dang sturdy. It's all glued together. All right, everybody. Did I say it already? Have a great day, a great week, a great life. And as always, from your singing crafty crafter, I got a brand new pair of roller skates. I need to, no, hold on. I got this straight. I got a brand new pair of roller skates. I'm gonna take to DT. I'm out looking for crafts and stuff to make. Follow me on, see? Sometimes off the cuff, doesn't go so good. But anyway, you got what I did. I could have done, I rode by DT on my bicycle last night. I rode my roller skates to Dollar Tree by day. Something like that. Everybody? All right. You know what the saying is? From your singing crafty crafter, happy hunting at your local Dollar Tree. By the way, Jack's video right here at the end, right after me here, if you want to see Jack's do his dancing. And also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. You can hitchhike if you want, but I'm probably not bringing you along. And also leave a comment because that does help the channel. And if you like me, I mean really like me, then subscribe. It's free. Bye, guys. We'll see you here tomorrow for bumblebees and sunflowers. Thanks for watching. Bye. Is this your ball? Is this your ball? Dance for your ball. Dance. Dance. Good boy. We'll go get your ball. Go get it. Oh, and there comes the ball. You gotta drop it though. Oh, there's another one, huh? We got two. What do we do now? Oh no. Drop one, pick one up. Okay, get ready to give it to me. Nope. And nope, we're not gonna give it to me. There's those Dollar Tree sandals right there.